What's going on, everyone? I hope you are well. Today we're gonna make some changes to the Cobra bike. I just did the overview video on the Himiway Cobra. If you haven't seen it yet, check it out, I'll link it below. But I always make some changes to the bikes to set up the ride position and the controls just the way I like them, to customize it for me. So today I'm gonna show you what I do to a lot of the bikes. I've got all my things laid out over here on the table, and we'll show you all the pieces and parts that we're gonna put on. Most of them are just for my comfort on the bike, but there's one that's gonna hopefully increase the performance of the Cobra bike. So let me show you what I bought and what we're gonna put on today. All right, here's my table full of goodies that we're gonna add on to the Himiway Cobra bike today. And I will link everything in the description below. So if you see something here that you wanna try out on your bike, you'll be able to find the exact part that I use. So check the description for all the links to this stuff. But the first thing I'm gonna do is actually the same thing I did over here on the Zebra bike. When I got the Zebra, you know, I like to be nice and tall when I ride, so I added these different handlebars that had a much taller bend in them, and it raises them up a good probably 2 or 3 inches of height out of the handlebars. These are the bars that I took off of the Zebra. These are the same bars that are on the Cobra. So this is the difference that you get by changing these handlebars. It has a much steeper rise in it, and it makes the bike, you know, gives you a taller ride position, which I really like. The way I used to do it, and I still do it actually on some other bikes, is a handlebar riser like this. It doesn't look good on all bikes though. Some it's fine, but on these ones, it just, I don't know, it just kind of looks out of place having that real tall like that. So instead of, you know, raising up the bars 3 inches by using this, I've just been buying the handlebars with the rise built in. I think it looks a little bit cleaner. So that's gonna be step one. Change out the bars, give them a little bit taller bars. Step two is gonna be this piece right here, the top of the handlebar stem there. So you can see on the Cobra that it sticks out a little bit here. You know, it sticks out a couple inches, which extends the handlebars away from you. This, by adding this piece, which has got a shorter extension there, it's gonna pull the handlebars back towards you probably a good maybe 1.5 to 2 inches, that they'll come back towards you. So I'll put this piece in there. I did the same thing over here on the Zebra bike. You can see right there. And it gave it a much better ride position for me anyway. I just like to be taller when I ride. I know this is kind of an aggressive bike. Maybe you want that aggressive lean forward position, but I don't ride a ton like that. I just want to be comfy. So I'm going to put this in there as well. So those two things, the handlebars and this handlebar stem, will change the ride positioning for me. I'm going to change out the seat. I've got this one laying around. This is just an extra seat I've laying around. I'm changing seats all the time. So I'm going to swap it out. It's a little bit more narrow than this seat, but it's a little thicker. It's a little more plush. So I think it might be a little bit better on there. We're going to swap out the seats. Give me a nice cushy seat to ride on. Now the next thing I'm going to do is I want to change out the throttle. The Cobra bike comes with a thumb throttle on your left-hand side. That's not my favorite. People, you know, like one or the other, twist or thumb. I am a twist throttle person. I don't really like the thumb all that much. You get used to it riding it, but I'd rather have the twist. And it's really easy to change out. So I've got a twist throttle right here that I'm gonna put on the right-hand side. But in order to do that, you can see this has a full grip here, and you can't have that. So I've bought new grips, these round rubber grips. Thank you to Jimmy for the suggestion on these. I like these a lot. I put them on a couple bikes now. So we'll put these on. It comes with a short one and a long one. So the short one will go over here, and then we'll be able to fit our throttle on this side. These have the locking rings on each end, so they're really easy to take off and on and to adjust and to lock into place. So we're gonna change out the grips. And then for the final piece, the piece that you're probably wanting to hear about that's going to potentially increase the performance of the Cobra bike, is this right here, this new display. So this is a KD986, I believe is the name of it, KD986 display. I'm gonna put this on there, and that has some benefits to the screen. So it's a nicer looking screen. It's a more modern looking display compared to the original Himiway display on there. The other thing is, it's got some colors in it. It pops a little bit, and then it allows you to maintain. You can still do all the pedal assist programming with this screen. That you don't lose any of those features. But the big thing about this is supposedly you can, it unlocks the speed. It doesn't have a speed limit. Well, it does have a speed limit, but it's a lot higher. So the Himiway display over here maxes out at, I think, 40 kilometers an hour, which is about 24 miles an hour, and you cannot change that. That is the maximum speed of this bike. This will, I think, let you go, I think you can set it to like 56 miles an hour or something. So it's basically gonna just tell the bike, no limit, go as fast as you can. So I'm expecting maybe we get up to, instead of 24 miles an hour, we might be able to hit like 30 with this bike just by changing that display. That's exactly what I did on the Zebra. I swapped out the display. I put on this one. I'll turn it on for you too so you can see it. KD718, I think this one's called. And it, again, modernized the screen a little bit, gave you a color display, and it also allowed you to remove the speed limit. And I got this bike up to like 32 miles an hour after that. Before, it would only go 24. And these screens, they work on multiple bikes. Check the link. I've been getting them from Robinson Cycle, and they've worked. I've put them on multiple bikes now. I bought one for the Zebra, and it worked perfectly. I bought one for my dad's KBO Breeze, put it on his Breeze, and it worked. Took the speed limit off that. So now we're gonna try this new one, and we'll see if it will remove the speed limits on the Cobra and allow me to eke out that 30 mile an hour, possibly 30 plus. We shall see. But let's get all this stuff added onto the bike and take a look. Here's the original setup on the Cobra bike. And here's the new setup. So we've changed out to the round rubber grips, got our new control panel, our new display screen, and a twist throttle. Let's prop it up on the kickstand here and hit it. That's what the screen's gonna look like. So you get a little bit of color out of it. It's mostly black and white though. Wonder what it's gonna say for max speeds. 32. Well, we'll see if it really goes 32 or not. Let's go take this baby for a test ride now. All right, that's what it looks like in the daylight. See our new handlebar setup here, a little bit taller. It's starting to rain, so I gotta do this quick. Our new display. We're set to go. Let's see what the top speed is. I don't have a fully charged battery. Let's see what we can get out of it here. Pedal for a minute. All right, now I'm just gonna hit the throttle and let it go. Well, we're already faster than it was before. 27, 28, 29. Yeah, it's about a class 3 now. I mean, 28, 29. Maybe if you get a fully charged battery, you could get to the 30 mark, or you have a slight downhill maybe. 27.9, I mean, it hits 28 miles an hour easily now. I'll take it. I'll take it. You got a 4 mile an hour increase, and I think a cooler looking display screen. I like that display a lot better. It's got a little pop of color in it. Now I should show you one other thing that you're probably curious about, and that is the display programming. Let's hit plus and minus. It'll take us into the settings. So we'll go down to, this is so much, it's so user friendly. It's just easy to read. There's no special codes or anything. So go into advanced settings, hit I. You can see I've got it set up for 9 levels of pedal assist right now. Max current this can do is 25 amps. We only have a 22 amp controller, so we're not getting 25. But if I click on assist level, so it's at 1 through 9. If I hit plus and minus here, oops, toggling through, but let me, there you go. Hit I, you select it. Now you can pick, do you want 7 levels or 5 levels? Let's just leave it on the 9 levels. And if I hit the I button again and go into it, you can see here, you can adjust all the percentages in each level. Pedal assist 1's give me 25%, 2, 34%, 3, 43%. You can fine tune your pedal assist just like on the regular Himiway screen, so you don't lose any of that programming ability when you switch out to this display. So all good there. Let's back out of here. Just go down to back and to exit, and we're out. And you should note your Himiway display has a USB port on the bottom of it. This one does not. It comes with an adapter. There's a plug on the back of this screen, and they supply you with a USB cable. So you can plug it into the back of the screen, and then there's a wire that comes out and it goes to a USB end, and you can attach it on the handlebar somewhere. I never use USB ports ever, so I didn't even put it on. But you don't lose that functionality of having the USB. If that's something you use, you just have to use it in a different way. It'll be mounted on your handlebar somewhere instead of just built into the screen. And that is all, my friends. I hope you found some of this helpful. Maybe you try some of this out on your bike. I did switch out the seat too. Seat's a lot squishier. I like it. So in combination with the full suspension of this bike, it's just awesome. It's just so, it absorbs everything. So just a few little upgrades, which I think make this Cobra bike a lot better, at least for my preferences anyway. Maybe you want to try some of the things out too. Again, I'll link them below. But let's take a look at this thing in comparison to the Zebra bike. All right, here's the Cobra and the Zebra. Side by side, which one do you guys like better? Cobra's more off-road looking with the dual suspension. Zebra does have the rack and fenders, which I think are a big plus. You get rack and fenders with this huge rear rack on there. Enormous. This has the gray metallic gloss paint job. This has more of a, I don't know if it's a wrap or a hydrojit paint, I'm not sure, and it's like a carbon fiber weave. I am kind of torn. They both have fat tires. These are 4.8s on the Cobra, comes standard. I changed the tires on these. These came with regular 4-inch wide tires. I put on Originate Tsunami 4.9-inch tires onto the Zebra because they fit. So they're both rolling on really fat tires right now. I'm not sure which one I would go for. This one's more expensive. Cobra is like $2,400. I think the Zebra's like 18, 19, somewhere in there maybe. It's a tough choice. I don't know. I changed out the display. You can check my playlist too. I changed out this display on the Zebra as well. I went with it's a KD 718 display, which allowed me to eke out a couple more miles per hour. It goes over 30 now on a nice long flat. It looks like that. But I don't know. I think, call me crazy, but I think I might like the Zebra better. Even though this has the really soft, nice full suspension, there's something about this Zebra bike I really like, which I never would have guessed, because looking at it online, I was like, I don't know if it's anything special, but seeing it in person, I think part of it might be the paint job, that glossy gray with the Zebra markings on it, add in the huge fat tires to it, being that it's set up with the fenders and the rack and everything, because you have a taillight on this one too, built in, taillight, brake light. This one does not. They give you like a battery powered one you can clip on the seat. Gosh, given the choice, I don't know, it's a tough one. I mean, I put in a suspension seat post here to try to give it some rear suspension, which is pretty nice. Not anywhere near the quality of the suspension of this bike. This is fantastic suspension. Not sure, up for you guys to decide. I'll put links to Himiway. I'll put, the bike links in here too so you can find it. But hope you enjoyed that. Let me know if you have questions on either of these bikes. I'm happy to come out here and take a look at something, take a measurement, whatever you need. And check out the review videos on both of these too if you want more in-depth detail. I think that's all for today. Appreciate everyone for watching. Talk to you again soon.